Okay, so your problem, I think it's easier to just do a video on this one as opposed to not creating one because it's a little bit too exhaustive for at least for this particular problem. So this is question number two. The first equation is the red one, which is a straight line, and then the second one is a quadratic function. So you can see it crossed the each other, intersected each other in 2 points. This point right here, negative one half, comma one half, and also 2 comma 8. So those are the answers that we're looking for. Negative one half, comma one half, and 2 comma 8 if you do this in Desmos. And so we'll learn how to, I will do that on paper as well. Okay. So, all right. So your equations are, let's see, where is it? Okay, so your equations are 3x minus y equals negative 2 and 2x squared minus y equals 0. Now, so this is equation 1 here, equation 2. Now, you notice that you already have y's the same negative 1. So if you just multiply equation 1 with a negative 1, then if you do that, then if you multiply this by negative 1, then all the signs will really effectively just change. So this will become negative 3, and this will become positive y, and this will become positive 2. Okay, and the reason we want it that way is that we want to have the coefficients of y to be the same but opposite signs. So now we can add. Okay, so when we add this, the negative 3x and 2x squared, you can't really add them because they're not like terms. So you just have to write them out. 2x squared minus 3x. I put the 2x squared first because it has a higher exponent. This one will cancel out, equals 2. So now you have a quadratic equation, which is, we will call this one equation 3. To solve quadratic equation, it needs to be in terms of 0. So we need to set this to 0. So I'm going to subtract 2. I'm going to subtract 2. So now I have 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. So now that you have this, you have now a quadratic function. In the paper that I gave you, I used the x method, but I'm not so sure if you guys remember how to do that when your a is not equal to 1. So I thought maybe it's just easier to just solve this using quadratic formula. So where a here is equal to 2, that coefficient, your b is negative 3, that one right there, and c is negative 2. So those are your ABCs. Now, to find the quadratic formula, you can use it to solve for x if the coefficient of x squared is not 1. Okay, so the formula is like this. So x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so we substitute each one of those values. So your x equals negative b, but this is already negative, so that's gonna be just 3 plus or minus square root of b squared. So negative 3 squared, that's gonna be a 9, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 2, all over 2a. Not 2a, but 2 times 2. Okay. Now simplifying the one inside the radical sign, so you have 3 plus or minus square root of negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. Negative 16 plus 9, I mean negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 times negative 2 is positive 16. So positive 16 plus 9, that's 25. Okay, all over, or better yet, just put all everything in calculator and it should just be, well, put the one in the radical inside the calculator and it should give you 25 all over 4. So now the square root of 25, so x equals 3 plus or minus square root of 25 is 5 all over 4. So now you have two x's here. The first x is 3 plus 5 all over 4, and then the second x is x sub 2 is 3 minus 5 all over 4. So 3 plus 5 all over 4, that's 2. 3 minus 5 all over 4 is negative 1 half. So if you go back, remember from Desmos, your answers were negative negative no 2 comma 8. That's the first one, and then the second one is negative 1 half comma 1 half. So this 2 right here is that 2, and then this negative 1 half is that 1 half from Desmos. Now we need to find the 8 and the 1 half, right? So to do that, we will substitute these two x's from the simpler equation, which is equation 1. So you have negative 3 times, I'm going to do the first one, times 2 equals times 2 plus y equals 2. So now you have negative 6 plus y equals 2 plus 6 on both sides. So therefore y equals 8. So therefore this is the first y. So that means the answer for this part right here, um, this is the part that is 2 comma 8. All right, that's the 8, that's 2 right there from this 2. Okay, so now we will do the second one. We will do negative 3 using the same equation because this is the simpler one. Negative 3 times the second x, which is negative 1 half, plus y equals 2. Okay, so this is going to be positive 3 half. Wait, something's off. Negative 3 times 1 half equals not 2, equals to negative 3 plus y. Okay, so this is going to be 3 over 2, or just 1.5 plus y equals 2. And we're going to subtract this. 3 over 2 is 1 half. So I'm going to subtract 3 halves minus 3 halves. So therefore, y equals 2 minus 3 halves is 1 half. So therefore, that's where you have the negative 1 half from here, from this one, comma 1 half. So these are your 2 points. Going back to your Desmos, this is your negative 1 half comma 1 half, and this one right here is your 2 comma 8.